Breaking news. A massive explosion has rocked a remote airfield after a Ukrainian strike targeted a Russian bomber. What happened next was brutal.
Ukraine's drone attacks that targeted military air bases inside Russia, leaving dozens of aircrafts in flames. Marcus Moore tracking the latest. Good morning, Marcus.
Well, George, good morning. This was an extraordinary operation. Ukraine successfully infiltrating deep inside Russian territory and launching this attack. And this escalation comes just as a new round of peace talks is set to get underway.
November 24, 2025, 11:47 p.m., Taganrog, southwestern Russia. The night was silent, then the sky lit up. A massive fireball erupted at the Beriev aircraft company facility. Flames shot into the darkness, consuming something rare, something irreplaceable. On the ground burning was Russia's A-60 laser aircraft, the only one of its kind still flying. Ukraine had just destroyed one of Moscow's most secretive weapons. This wasn't luck, this was precision, and the target it was worth waiting for. The A-60 wasn't just any plane. It was a relic from the Cold War, a flying laboratory equipped with powerful laser weapons. Only two were ever built in the Soviet Union. One had been sitting idle for years. The other, this one, was Russia's last hope for testing airborne laser technology. The aircraft was based on the massive Il-76 transport plane. But instead of cargo, it carried something far more dangerous. A high-powered laser system supported by two 2.1 megawatt generators positioned near the landing gear. The laser could fire for 50 seconds at targets up to 25 miles away. During tests, it successfully hit balloons and even target planes. For 2 decades, they had been parked at the Taganrog complex. It was more than just a weapon. It was a symbol of Russia's technological ambitions, a piece of history that Moscow couldn't afford to lose. But Ukraine knew exactly where it was, and they had been planning. The Beriev facility in Taganrog wasn't just important, it was critical. This plant maintained Russia's A-50 radar planes, the eyes in the sky that guided Russian attacks. It also serviced Tu-95 strategic bombers, the massive aircraft that regularly launched cruise missiles at Ukrainian cities. Losing this facility would hurt. Losing the A-60 would be devastating. Ukraine's military intelligence had been watching. Satellite images, informants, reconnaissance drones, they knew the layout, they knew what was parked there, and they knew the best way to hit it. The attack plan combined 2 weapons, Bars jet-powered attack drones and Neptune cruise missiles. The Bars drones were relatively new, fast, and deadly. The Neptune missiles, originally designed to sink ships, had been modified to strike deep inside Russian territory. Together, they formed a lethal combination. Ukrainian forces coordinated across multiple units, drone operators, missile crews, intelligence officers. Everyone had a role. The strike was set for the middle of the night when defenses might be slower to react. At 11:47 p.m., the attack began. The Bars drones arrived first, streaking low over the horizon. Then came the Neptune missiles, faster and more powerful. They slammed into the facility with pinpoint accuracy. They erupted in flames almost instantly. Videos captured the moment, showing the aircraft engulfed in fire, its distinctive features visible even through the inferno. The generators that powered its laser system were clearly identifiable in the wreckage. But that wasn't all. Satellite imagery revealed a second aircraft destroyed in the same strike. This one was the A-100LL, a flying testbed for Russia's next-generation radar plane program. The A-100 was supposed to replace the aging A-50 fleet, but development had been plagued with delays and problems. Now with the A-100LL destroyed, that program was effectively dead. The loss was catastrophic for Russia. They had been one of a kind. Its destruction meant Moscow no longer had a platform to test airborne laser weapons. Decades of research and development gone in a single strike. The A-100LL's destruction was even worse. Russia's A-50 radar planes were already suffering heavy losses during the war. Ukraine had shot down at least 2 and destroyed several more with drone strikes. The A-50s provided crucial early warning and guided Russian fighters and air defenses. Without them, Russia was effectively blind. The A-100 was supposed to fix this problem, but the program had been struggling since the early 2000s. It was supposed to enter service by 2016. That never happened. Now, with the only testbed destroyed, experts believe the program is finished. Local officials in Taganrog tried to downplay the damage. Rostov Governor Yuri Slyusar confirmed the attack but didn't mention the aircraft. He reported 3 civilian deaths, 8 injuries, and damage to homes and a gas pipeline. But the videos and satellite images told the real story. Ukraine's defense ministry was quick to claim responsibility. They announced strikes on multiple strategic objects in Russia using drones and Neptune missiles. They also mentioned hitting oil facilities in Krasnodar, including the Tuapse refinery and the Sheskharis oil terminal in Novorossiysk. This attack was part of a larger Ukrainian strategy. Over the past year, Ukraine has increasingly targeted Russian military infrastructure deep inside the country: oil refineries, drone factories, air bases, command centers. The goal is simple: make Russia pay for the war at home. Ukraine had already conducted one of the most spectacular deep strikes in June 2025, an operation called Spiderweb. In that attack, 117 drones hit 5 Russian air bases simultaneously, destroying more than 40 aircraft, including strategic bombers and radar planes. The drones for that operation had been smuggled into Russia in wooden containers hidden on trucks. Ukrainian agents hired unsuspecting Russian drivers to transport them across the country. When the trucks reached their targets, the containers opened remotely and the drones launched. It was brilliant and audacious. The Taganrog strike showed Ukraine had refined its tactics even further. Instead of smuggling drones across Russia, they were now striking from Ukrainian territory with long-range missiles and jet-powered drones. The Beriev plant had been targeted before. In July 2025 and twice in 2024, Ukrainian strikes hit the facility, but this attack was different. This time, they destroyed irreplaceable assets. Russia's response was predictable. The same night, Russian forces launched a massive retaliatory strike against Ukrainian energy infrastructure. Shahd drones and Kinzhal ballistic missiles hit targets across Kyiv, Odessa, Chernihiv, Dnipropetrovsk, and Kharkiv. In Kyiv, 6 people were killed and 14 injured. Multi-story residential buildings were damaged. The attacks lasted into the morning. Russian drones even violated Moldovan and Romanian airspace. Romania scrambled 2 Eurofighters and 2 F-16 fighters in response. But the damage was done. Ukraine had proven once again that no Russian facility was safe. The destruction of the A-60 and A-100LL has long-term implications. Russia's ability to develop advanced military technology has taken a serious hit. The loss of these testbeds means future programs will be delayed or cancelled entirely. The A-50 fleet, already small and aging, is now even more vulnerable. Without the Beriev plant operating at full capacity, maintenance and repairs will be slower. And without the A-100LL, there's no clear path to replacing them. For Ukraine, the strike was a major victory. It demonstrated their growing capability to hit high-value targets deep inside Russia. It also sent a message: Ukraine can reach anywhere, anytime. The attack came at a sensitive moment. US and Russian delegations were meeting in Abu Dhabi for peace talks aimed at ending the war. A 28-point plan had been drafted by Steve Witkoff, Donald Trump's special envoy, and Kirill Dmitriev, head of Russia's Sovereign Wealth Fund. But while diplomats talked, the war continued. Ukraine's strategy is clear. They will continue targeting Russian military infrastructure, oil facilities, and command centers. Every strike weakens Russia's ability to sustain the war. Every destroyed aircraft is one less platform to attack Ukrainian cities. And every irreplaceable asset destroyed, like the A-60, is a blow Russia can never recover from. The night of November 24, 2025 will be remembered, not just for the fire that lit up Taganrog, but for what it represented. Ukraine is no longer just defending, they're taking the fight to Russia, and they're winning. So what would you have done differently? Would you have waited for the perfect moment or struck earlier? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more stories like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this war is far from over and the next strike could be even bigger.